Welcome back. Namibia's creative tech landscape is entering an exciting new phase driven by innovation, inclusion, and the power of youth. At the forefront of this movement is Edu-Game Namibia, a dynamic organization committed to unlocking opportunities through digital skills and game development. Now, as part of the ScaleUp Namibia network, Edu-Game is taking its mission even further with the launch of a brand new tech and a training hub in Katutura. Joining us now to tell us more is about this bold expansion is Vaughan Weiss, and as well as Tutaleni Ilonga from Edu-Game Namibia. Gentlemen, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Good evening. Good evening.
Very excited to be talking to you both about this exciting initiative. But let's start with you, Tutaleni. You've decided to expand now to Katutura. Yes. What does this move actually represent for you as a leader, as well as for the broader vision of the organization?
So first things first, I am actually from Katutura, so I was raised in Golgotha, and so I've been in gaming for about 7 years. So we obviously started uptown. So what we want to do now is that we want to take EduGame to Katutura, so we can focus on startups that are in Katutura that are focusing on tech, as well as target guys that are in the mechanic industry, as well as ladies that are doing salon and the bar industry, as well as the kids that school in Katutura. So as we all know in Katutura, there's a high rate when it comes to drugs and alcohol and that. So we're pushing these initiatives there so that we can get kids more involved in technology, in gaming and animation, so we can actually make the gaming ecosystem sustainable in Namibia, which isn't at the moment.
Right. How was the interest like thus far since introducing it into Katutura?
So we haven't launched properly yet, but we've done surveys, and the community has responded very greatly, because I spoke recently to a few people that said, I didn't know that EduGame is coming to Katutura, and the word really spreads very fast. They say that there is no fast marketing like Kasi marketing, which is what has been happening. So the adults as well as the parents are very excited, because finally there's going to be an activity that can rival the use of alcohol and the use of drugs. But obviously ours is more innovative, and ours provides a more sustainable future. So the response has been very, very well received, and we're excited to see how far this goes. I'm excited for it as well, and I hope a lot more organizations and huge corporations can come on board and really support the initiative.
Absolutely. Vaughan, from a technical standpoint, what can young people actually expect to learn or rather experience at the new hub?
So what we're doing currently is very different from what we've been doing for the last 3 years. Because for the last 3 years, we've only been focusing on kids and making sure we capacitate them with the different skills like game development, gamification, coding, all of these different skills. But then we realized that by moving to Katutura, that the needs are much bigger. So we'll be teaching people from from skills like digital literacy to coding. What else is there? So we're moving from creative skills all the way to technical skills. So we're making sure that we cover everybody so that nobody misses out.
Absolutely. So, Tutaleni, how has being part of ScaleUp Namibia initiative actually, shaped your growth strategy, at national footprint? I'm sure this is quite a big initiative that aims to be bigger, but how has it been like so far?
For me, it's been more of a learning process. I think, if anything, it has just added some polishing touches that I needed to enhance in, which I wish were programs that I've had a lot more when I was a lot younger. So it's very good to have programs like ScaleUp come on board, because it is really helping us scale forward and much further and touch higher grounds. So on that aspect, it's been helpful in terms of helping me polish some of the skills that we need to enhance in our programs.
Absolutely. Vaughan, game development can be quite complex. There's a lot that goes into that. How do you design your training to suit both the beginners and those that are also advanced on the creators type of things?
So if I have to make it clear in a very simple way, we take the approach of games. So if you look at games, everybody loves playing games, whether it's on your cell phone, whether it's board games, whether it is playing games like
Consoles.
Amagoose and all of those games that people love playing, you understand?
That's right.
So the moment you take the approach to introducing skills to people in a gamified manner, it's much easier for them to receive it. So it means that something that would have been challenging for somebody that dislikes mathematics, now by taking the approach of creating a game, presenting a game to them, this is what makes it easier for them. So the moment we present them with these games, they get engaged. This is where you get to see, okay, so in terms of this person, they have specific skills. They have a specific way they learn. So the moment we understand the way that they learn, this is where we say, okay, this person is somebody that's a visual learner. So it means that they need to be engaged with visual mechanisms, whether it's videos or animations or all of these different things.
Absolutely. So talk to us about some of the key milestones that EduGame Namibia has achieved so far in building Tech Namibia, or rather a Tech Namibia ecosystem.
So some of the key milestones we've obviously been able to bring into the country was, I think the very first one was through our pitching. So the pitches really helped because we won our Sanlam Bridge program, and then obviously we also ended up winning Boost Up, where we represent Namibia and Kenya. But I would say the three key big ones was bringing awareness in Namibia, because a month back we were in Brazil at Gamescom Latam, which is one of the biggest.
Brazil.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is one of the biggest game development events in South America, and maybe top 4 biggest events in the world. And through that, we actually became the first speakers from Africa, me, Vogan, and Mutaleni, to bring awareness to Africa. So we became the first speakers because we covered on a topic that says, how can gamifications be used to allow Latin countries to come to Africa? And that was some of the awareness we brought on. And obviously we were able to ink a few partnerships there, which I am under NDA, I can't disclose, but it has really brought awareness to Namibia as well. So that's obviously one, and obviously the other two is that we have an MOU with the Tsimogolong Precinct Fits, which is like a digital hub that focuses on expanding gaming and animation in Africa. And through that partnership, we're trying to create opportunities to sort of have more Namibians involved in gaming and animation as well. And as far as EduGame goes as well, our kids also took part in a Games for Change program where they competed against kids from all over the world. And our students were required to create games in 6 hours.
6 hours?
Yes. So be on the lookout for that as well, because we will be having a expo where we celebrate the success of our students, because our students do have games now, and these are kids that are aged between 4 to 16, 17. So they were able to create games, and these are really, really nice games as well. And just to touch on also the Women's Game Jam initiative, something that we brought to Namibia last year, which was the first time ever, is also an initiative that we are pushing so we can have more women in Namibia being part of gaming as well. And that's also one of the initiatives that we're going to push in Katutura, because there are people in Katutura that are talented, especially women, who would want these opportunities as well. And it's limitless from there, because now, obviously, we've traveled around the world representing Namibia in gaming. So we want to provide the same opportunities to some of our students as well. And we also want to provide the same opportunities from people from Katutura as well, where I'm from as well. So that's our aim. So now we're hoping to get more partners on board to say, what can we fund these people to go abroad? Because to be honest, if you want Namibian startups to go far, you have to fund them to go abroad, to go display their activities, because that's the only way that they're going to get support. And that's one thing that I've noticed, that there isn't enough support when it comes to Namibians. The only initiative that I've seen that has taken Namibians out of the country is the esports. And they're becoming very successful. So we've taken the same route since we met in business, because this is not my first time going to Brazil. And he's obviously been to Amazon in Cape Town as well, and Johannesburg, to just display Namibia. So that's where the future is at. Let's start pushing startups abroad so that they can get international clients, because if we have international clients, then it makes it more easier for us to be sustainable and for us to hire local talent as well.
Yeah. Vogan, talk to us about, some of the biggest technical challenges, or rather infrastructure challenges that you've encountered, and how you're actually working on solving them. I know, bringing on partners will also obviously also help, but what are some of the challenges that you're actually solving now on the ground?
So I'll sing the song that everybody sings. lack of access to technology has been the first one. But I think the approach we've taken with that is to leverage partners, to leverage partnerships. So we work with institutions like NAST. We have the endorsement of MTC as well. So with partnerships like this, it makes it easier for us to now say, okay, in terms of our challenge of laptops, what are the ways that we can solve that? So a lot of it has been self-investment. Self-investment meaning whatever revenue we generate, we make sure we reinvest into the business, which has made it easier for us to scale. And then, of course, looking at grant opportunities where you can get access to grant funding to buy laptops and all of these things. So that's the approaches we've been taking to solving that issue. But I think there's a lot of opportunity because now you see the entire country is taking a stance to make sure that internet accessibility is everywhere in the country, that more people are aware. Like MICT has been doing amazing work in digital literacy campaigns. So I think that makes it easier for us to now, if we have people that know how to use computers, they have access to the internet, then this makes it easier for them to benefit from some of these programs.
Absolutely. Gentlemen, I think you just opened up a very important conversations that we can, of course, unpack in the future as well. We wish you all the best. Thank you so much for being here, for talking to us about this very, very important and creative initiative. We wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Gentlemen.